welcome to Under SF, the North Beach episode. My name's Erica Catteray.
And I'm Cameron Davis.
North Beach is known to be home to a huge Italian-American population. It's located northeast of downtown San Francisco near Fisherman's Wharf. Italians started immigrating to the area during the Reconstruction following the 1906 earthquake.
Many of the neighborhood's cafes and bars were home to the Beat generation in the 1950s. This gave rise to the San Francisco Renaissance. Famous writers during that generation lived in the North Beach neighborhood. Jack Kerouac, Neil Cassidy, and Allen Ginsberg are just a few to name.
City Lights Bookstore, which still exists today, was founded by Lawrence Ferlinghetti, a poet of that generation. The bookstore serves as a historic landmark and is located on Broadway and Columbus. Along with the historic beat culture, the neighborhood of North Beach is home to some of the best Italian restaurants in the city. The residents of North Beach are treated to some of the most delicious Italian food in the nation. This week, we bring the taste of North Beach to the studio with executive chef Gian Adieri from Fiore d'Italia. Chef Gianni has been head chef at Fiore d'Italia for 25 years. Cameron will be trying out Chef Gianni's incredible cannolis now in our studio kitchen.
We're here in our studio kitchen with Chef Gianni from Fiore d'Italia. Welcome, Chef.
Grazie.
Great to have you here. All right, so now I understand we're going to be making cannoli today.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, I have a little confession. I've never had a cannoli.
Never had a cannoli?
I haven't, so I'm really excited.
You're going to enjoy it today, then.
Yeah, we're going to try it today.
For sure.
Yeah, so before we get started with that, like I said, you've been working at Fiore d'Italia. And how long have you been working there?
33 years.
Wow, that's incredible. Can you tell us a little bit about the restaurant and its history in the North Beach area?
Oh, Fiore d'Italia is the oldest Italian restaurant in the United States.
Wow.
It's been created in 1886. We had to move a few times for two reasons. Fire and earthquakes.
Classic San Francisco reasons, right?
Yeah. We just moved on this location about approximately 11 years ago because of the fire on the other restaurant.
Right.
And but it's been a long way. We are like 33 years, I said. He's just like my baby, you know. So not only mine, but my wife too. I call her the boss, actually, you know. So
that's how marriages
that's
work.
how it works, and that's how it is. So I'm glad to be here to show you something very simple, really.
Is it simple?
Yeah,
well,
extremely so.
Show me, what are we doing here?
Okay, the ingredient of cannoli is ricotta, sugar, chocolate chips, and candy fruit, and orange, how you call it, orange water. Or if you don't have orange water, which is more difficult to find, you can use vanilla.
Okay.
This is just to put on top as the final touch.
Little garnish?
Yeah, that's all it is. We have cocoa, black cocoa that is, and sugar. So what we start is very simple.
Okay.
Let me use this one instead of that, it's faster. Don't ask me the measurement.
It's all by hand, right?
I'm a cook, I'll make it. That's it. That's it.
As long as it tastes good. Okay, we got the ricotta, add some sugar. Yeah, you're really just not caring about the measurement at all.
No. We'll try it before, after, maybe we can add something to it.
So what fruits are in there?
These are candy fruit. They usually come in separate color in a sense, flavor. It's orange, lemon, citrus, cherry, and sometimes watermelon.
That one kind of seems out of nowhere, the watermelon. And so, all right, you've got chocolate and you've got these candied fruits, and you said there's some citrusy. You've got the orange water right there too.
Water.
So you mix it like a citrusy and a chocolatey.
Mix it up.
That looks pretty good. All right, I'll just take a spoon and just Eat that.
One thing is about Italian dessert, we don't use as much sugar as Americans. We prefer to try to taste everything that you put in there. So
get a combination of flavors.
A combination of flavor.
All right, so talking about flavor, in your restaurant, Fior d'Italia, is there a specific region of Italy that you guys focus or get your inspiration for flavors?
I'm from northern part of Italy. I'm from Milan.
Okay.
Which the lady know is the fashion capital of the world, among other things. And so I try to stay on the northern Italian cuisine.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that I don't have tomato sauce. Of course I have tomato sauce. There is no such a thing as marinara sauce, by the way.
Really?
That's a creation of Italian American when they came here. Not in Italy.
Okay.
Garlic bread is the same thing. It doesn't exist in Italy. I refuse to serve garlic bread in my restaurant.
Wow. All right, so next time I visit your restaurant, I'm definitely not going to ask for garlic bread. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
So you're just going to keep mixing and you're just doing it by taste, basically?
That's it.
Like a true chef. Do you usually
not in all this?
Oh, I can hold that. Sure thing. Do you usually make cannolis in like a batch, or is it like a one?
This we make a batch.
Okay.
But the cannoli itself has to be done when you order it, because otherwise that becomes soggy.
Gotcha.
The pastry.
Okay.
The stuffing we make in advance.
It's nice and creamy. Okay.
So you take a cannoli.
And what is this, what you're filling it with, what is that?
What do you mean?
Right here, that.
Oh, the pastry? I'm going to tell you afterward, because we couldn't make it here.
Oh, okay.
You know. That's a dab there so it doesn't move around.
Don't want it falling off the plate before you bring it to the table, right? I'm really excited to try this. So while you're doing this, you said you've been working at the restaurant for 33 years?
Well, I've been cooking since I was 17 years old.
Wow.
So I'm 67, no. I'm 67, no, I think I'm 77. 77
You think you're 77?
Yeah. So I've been
Are you
cooking,
just guessing?
I've been cooking for 60 years, basically.
That's a long time, a lot of food.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any special memories that you can recall? Either just cooking in general or about Fior d'Italia?
Well, like I said, we need a plate. There's another one there.
Oh, here we go, okay. Here.
Okay, let's see what this.
Put that right there.
Now we put...
And this is the powdered sugar? Okay.
Huh. Damn it. Let me put the cocoa first and then, whoa.
Are you a big chocolate fan, chef?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we've got, okay, there you go. We've got the sugar going.
Yeah.
Looks nice and pretty. Beautiful colors.
Okay, another thing about cannoli, you don't use knife, fork, or spoon. You just pick it up, because if you use anything else, it will crumble. So you pick it up and you start biting.
Yeah?
That's how it goes.
Shall we, if you want to?
Go ahead.
All right, guys. First cannoli here. Let's see what we got. I like it. I found my new favorite dessert, guys. I really like the little candied fruit in there too. You can definitely taste it and the citrus of it. It actually goes really great with the chocolate and the ricotta.
Yeah.
It's delicious. You make this every day?
Yeah. It's on the menu, so it has to be there.
All right. Well, that was absolutely delicious.
So I'm going to make sure that 2 more there so everybody can have some. You know, that's another reason.
Okay, you keep doing that.
Yeah.
Guys, we want to thank our chef for showing up today on Under SF. You can try more of Chef Gianni's creations at Fiore d'Italia, located at 2237 Mason Street. And when we come back, we'll head to the Beat Museum in North Beach to see some real literary history.
Hello, my name's Penny. I think people shouldn't do drugs. They can make you forget things, like which animals have stripes. And your body might get clumsier, so you can't jump rope as good. Drugs can get you in big trouble. You could go to principal's office or go to jail. Then you can't watch TV or eat pizza. Recess is good. Hamsters are good. Birthday parties are real good. Drugs are bad. I wouldn't do drugs.
Before City Car Share, we were spending a lot of money on gas and insurance. I felt like I had to check my bank account every time I went driving.
City Car Share is great because the membership includes insurance and a gas card. I don't even know why we owned a car in the Bay Area.
Now we just have more money to spend on other things.
City Car Share is an important part of our lives.
City Car Share gives you the benefits of using a car
without the hassles of owning one.
Welcome back to Under SF, the North Beach episode.
For this segment, we're taking a trip to the historic Beat Museum.
My name is Brandon Loberg. Don't really have a position. Just kind of a person at large. The Beat Museum was started in Monterey in about 2003. It's gone through kind of a lot of different incarnations over the years. Its origins were in a tiny space in downtown Monterey, and it started basically as a bookstore. The owner, Jerry Cimino, has been a lifelong fan of this stuff, and it's actually kind of what brought him out to the West Coast. He's originally from the Baltimore, the DC area, and when he first came out here, he was lured out here by Big Sur and Kerouac's descriptions of San Francisco and whatnot, and so he decided, well, I wonder if anybody's interested in this, these books I have in my personal collection I've been collecting over the years and are just kind of taking up space in my garage. And so he puts these things out, and sure enough, people are really interested in it. People pick up these old copies of On the Road, and they're like, oh, this is awesome, I can't find this anywhere. And so that was the beginning of it. And then a little bit later on, he met Neil Cassidy's son, John Allen Cassidy, out at Lowell Celebrates Kerouac, the annual festival in Lowell, Massachusetts, where they honor Kerouac's heritage and his connection with the town and everything. And he and John decided to take the museum cross-country, so this became the Beat Museum on Wheels. They bought this great big Airstream trailer, it's a RV thing, and traveled the country visiting high schools and colleges and community centers and whatnot, and basically turning people on to these writers and what they were all about and their legacy, and you know, why it should matter to young people, basically. And so on the way back toward the West Coast, kind of decided, well, you know, it really belongs in San Francisco. There wasn't really much beat history in, you know, especially in the Monterey area. I mean, of course, Kerouac and Henry Miller and stuff spent time in Big Sur, but you know, Big Sur already has the Henry Miller Library, and the Monterey Salinas area is sort of like squatting in Steinbeck's backyard. That's, you know, that's his territory, and so this really belonged here. And specifically in North Beach, I mean, when we were looking for a brick and mortar storefront, you know, we were looking in the Mission, we were looking in the Richmond, just, you know, pretty much any port and storm, right? And when this space here on Broadway opened up, you know, right across the street from the City Lights, right here at kind of ground zero, or as Jerry would call it, the center of the universe for the Beat generation, you know, we couldn't be happier to be here.
There's a lot of history at that intersection of Columbus and Broadway.
Fortunately for all of us, City Lights Bookstore, Vesuvio Cafe, and the Beat Museum are around to inspire future bohemians.
And speaking of future bohemians, when we come back from our break, we'll have a special in-studio performance of a Beat Generation classic.
At first I was a bit hesitant to try it.
To tell you the truth, I didn't think I'd fit in. But I kept pushing her and she ended up loving it.
I was surprised. It was an amazing experience.
And now we do it at least twice a month.
I've even gotten most of my friends to do it.
If you do it enough, you can get a great deal on the price.
Why didn't we think of this before?
It's a stimulating experience.
The Z-Space Studio.
Word for word.
Z-Space Studio, word for word, stimulation guaranteed. See you at the theater.
Even common daily routines can make important changes. Changes like higher wages, better living, and justice. Sometimes it's just a matter of making the right choice. Fair Trade certified coffees are bought directly from family farmers, guaranteeing them better incomes and strengthening their communities. Fair Trade certified. Taste fairness. Look for the label wherever you buy coffee.
Welcome back to Under SF. North Beach was ground zero for the emergence of the Beat generation. In 1957, On the Road, a best-selling novel by American writer Jack Kerouac, was published. Based on the travels of Kerouac and his friends across America, it's considered a defining work of the post-war Beat and counterculture generations.
On the Road has been an influence on various poets, writers, actors, and musicians, including Bob Dylan, Jim Morrison of The Doors, and writer Hunter S. Thompson.
In our studio now, we have a special performance. Actor Trey Tyler will read a passage from On the Road.
In the month of July 1947, having saved about $50 from old veteran benefits, I was ready to go to the West Coast. My friend Remy had written me a letter from San Francisco saying I should come and ship out with him on an around-the-world liner. He swore he could get me into the engine room. I wrote back and said I'd be satisfied with any old freighter so long as I could take a few long Pacific trips and come back with enough money to support myself at my aunt's house while I finished my book. He said he had a shack in Mill City and I would have all the time in the world to write there while we went through the rigmarole of getting the ship. He was living with a girl called Leanne. He said she was a marvelous cook and everything would jump. So he expected me to arrive in 10 days. My aunt was all in accord with my trip to the West. She said it would do me good. I'd been working so hard all winter and staying in too much. She even didn't complain when I told her I'd have to hitchhike some. All she wanted was for me to come back in one piece. So, leaving my big half manuscript sitting on top of my desk, and folding back my comfortable home sheets for one time last morning, I left with my big canvas bag in which a few fundamental things were packed and took off for the Pacific Ocean with the $50 in my pocket. It was an ordinary bus trip with crying babies and hot sun, and country folk getting on at one pen town after another, till we got on the plain of Ohio and really rolled. Up by Ashtabula and straight across Indiana in the night. I arrived in Chi quite early in the morning. I got a room in the Y and went to bed with very few dollars in my pocket. I dug Chicago after a good day's sleep. The wind from Lake Michigan, bebop at the Loop, long walks around South Halstead and North Clark, and one long walk after midnight into the jungles where a cruising car followed me as a suspicious character. At this time, 1947, bop was going like mad all over America. The fellows at the Loop blew, but with a tired air, because bop was somewhere between its Charlie Parker ornithology period and another period that began with Miles Davis. As I sat there listening to the sound of the night, which bop has come to represent for all of us, I thought of all my friends from one end of the country to the other, and how they were really all in the same vast backyard doing something so frantic and rushing about. And for the first time in my life, the following afternoon, I went into the West. It was a warm and beautiful day for hitchhiking. The cars that came by were farmer cars. They gave me suspicious looks and they clanked along. The cows were coming home. Not a truck. A few cars zipped by. A hot rod kid came by with his scarf flying. The sun went all the way down and I was standing in the purple darkness. Now I was scared. There weren't even any lights in Iowa. In a minute, nobody would be able to see me. Luckily, a man going back to Davenport gave me a lift downtown, but I was right where I started. I decided to gamble. I took a bus in downtown Davenport and rode to the city limits, but this time near the gas stations. Here the big trucks roared, wham, and inside 2 minutes one of them cranked to a stop for me. I ran for it with my soul whooping. And what a driver, a great big tough truck driver with popping eyes and a hoarse raspy voice, who just slammed and kicked at everything and got his rig underway and paid hardly any attention to me. Now I could see Denver looming ahead like the promised land, way out there beneath the stars, across the prairie of Iowa and the plains of Nebraska, and I could see the greater vision of San Francisco beyond like jewels in the night. Off reward. And an hour later the smoke of Des Moines appeared ahead over the green cornfields. He had to eat his breakfast now and wanted to take it easy, so I went right on into Des Moines, hitching a ride with 2 boys from the University of Iowa. And it was strange in their brand new comfortable car and hearing them talk of exams as we zoomed smoothly into town. Now I wanted to sleep a whole day. So I went to the Y to get a room. They didn't have any. And by instinct I wandered down to the railroad tracks, and there are a lot of them in Des Moines. And wound up at a dusty old Plains Inn of a motel by the Locomotive Roadhouse. And spent a long day sleeping on a big, clean, hard white bed with dirty remarks carved in the wall beside my pillow, and the beat, yellow window shades pulled over the smoky scene of the rail yards. I woke up as the sun was reddening, and that was one distinct time in my life. The strangest moment of all, when I didn't know who I was. I was far away from home, haunted and tired with travel, in a cheap hotel room I'd never seen, hearing the hiss of steam outside and the creak of the old wood of the hotel, and footsteps upstairs, and all the sad sounds. And I looked at the cracked high ceiling and really didn't know who I was for about 15 strange seconds. I was halfway across America, at the dividing line between the east of my youth and the west of my future. And maybe that's why it happened right there and then, that strange red afternoon.
Thanks again, Trey Tyler, for appearing on our show. We'd also like to thank Fior d'Italia and the Beat Museum for making this episode possible.
Join us next time for another episode of Under SF.
Hey everyone, welcome to